Hello friends, welcome to Unique Designers India. Today we are going to see the next class in our tutorial videos. Today's class is about Zardosis and Zardosi work with the normal needles. We are going to use normal needle and Zardosis to do some beautiful embroidery works. I'll explain about the two main varieties in Zardosi. These are the small ones, that is the thin ones, and these are called as Sadi, and these Zardosis are little thicker in size and it's called as Nakshi. Even in Nakshi you have two different types. This has a mild lines in it, it will have a cut lines, and this is called cutting Nakshi. And the other one, this doesn't have any kind of cut and it is uniform all through, and it is called plain Nakshi. Apart from this, we have another type called Kora. This is a little heavier than the other Nakshis, and there are many colors available in this, even light shades, dark shades, all types of colors are available in this Kora and in plain Nakshi. In cutting Nakshi I haven't seen much colors, and these three are the bigger size Zardosis. And coming to the smaller ones, these are very thin and very fragile also. You have to be very careful in handling these Zardosis. The common name for all these Sadis and Nakshis and Kora and everything, the common name is Zardosi. For each and every difference in material, they give different names, and in different places these names keep changing also. And to explain more clearly about this Zardosi, it is a kind of metal spring. It will be a tubular thing like this. It will be like a small tube or pipe like thing. Inside this only we are going to insert the needle and thread and do the stitches. And while doing checking the texture of this Zardosi, it is like a complete spring. If you pull out like this, the spring effect of the pipe will go off. So if this happens, you cannot put it back to this normal position, and this is a complete damage. So whenever you are handling Zardosi, you have to be very careful in taking it out of the box or keeping it inside, or even while stitching and even while cutting, you have to be very careful with this Zardosi. Only then it will be a beautiful work. Generally, Zardosi work takes a lot of time, and the cost of the Zardosi is also a little high, and so the Zardosi work are also very costly in designing part. Now let us see how to do the embroidery with these Zardosis and normal needles. Now let us start with making stitches with this Zardosi and normal needle. I am going to use the normal needle, which is very thin in size. That is the needle number 10 or 12. This is very thin, and to get the exact size of the needle, you can take the little piece of Sadi and put it through the needle. And check if the Zardosi passes through the needle's eye also. See, you have to check like the same like we did for the sequence. Like this you have to check, and if this passes through the eye portion of the needle is correct. Okay, so I have taken the very smallest needle, and we are going to start with the flower making. And that knot should be only on the one thread of the two threads. See, I have inserted the thread through the needle, and not only on one strand, and the other strand is kept in halfway of the needle. So have the needle like this, and while using the Zardosi, I am taking the Sadi first. Just hold the two ends of the Sadi. If you want a little portion of it, you can cut it and take only a little of this Sadi, and hold the two ends together and the folded end this side, and just stretch it out like this. Always you have to stretch the Zardosi to get perfect stitches. If you do without stretching, it will not be nice and neat. So, but don't stretch too much so that it gets wasted. So stretch a little. You should be able to see the lines, that is the the spring lines. That much is enough. For example, you can make the Zardosi into double the size of the exact size that you have taken. We have taken in this much only size, but after we stretch, it will become the double of its size. You can see the difference in the stretched one and the not stretched one. See, the one on this side is the not stretched one, and this is the stretched one. You can see the difference in it, and I am going to use the stretched piece for this. You have to cut a little small pieces, so that I am going to make the petals for these flowers. So you can take at least a minimum of 1 centimeter or a little more than that, so that the petals will be neat and good. Same size of Zardosi should be cut. For example, you can make one small piece and then keep the next one along here and do the cut. Like this you can take similar size of Zardosis. Once you get practiced, you will be able to do without measuring with your own hands. Now, as always, for the center of the flower, we are going to make a sequin and bead work. One sequin and one sugar bead. One sequin with one sugar bead. Instead of sugar bead, I am using a silver color sugar bead. leave the bead outside and put the needle inside the sequin hole. And to make the petal, take the needle from the outside of the sequin and insert a Zardosi inside it. Then put the needle again into the same hole from where you have taken the needle, and as you pull it downwards, you will get a petal shape. This is one petal of the flower. Hold the petal here, that is to the near the sequin, hold it here and take the needle again from the outside of the petal. Put the needle again through the inside of the petal. Now it will get stitched on the outside of the petal. See, you can see the thread on the top, and if you just pull it in one stretch, one time, the thread will go inside. And only for this reason we are taking a single strand thread for this kind of embroidery, this kind of Aari Zardosi work. Now let me do the next petal. Same way you have to complete all the petals. You may get either 5 or 6 petals for each flower. So hold the petal on the downside and stitch it on the opposite side. Only because you have stretched the Zardosi, the petals will come to the same size. Otherwise, they will get just stiff in texture, and it will just stand out like it, and it will not be nice to see. So let me complete the whole flower and then show you. We have completed the small flower like this. I have made another flower of the same type, and on this flower we are going to do some extra additional stitches. For that I am taking a little of this kora, the pink color kora I am taking here, and I am going to make a stitch from here inside the petal and make it here. So till I have to measure exactly like how much I want and make a cut in the Zardosi. Even the kora you have to stretch and only use. Either it is a kora or sadi or nakshi, anything you have to just stretch and then only use, only then you will get the perfect shape. Like this I have to cut 2 or 3 pieces. For every petal I am going to make a line from the inside. Take the needle from here, from the bottom of the petal, and take a piece of kora. Along with that take a piece of chamki and pass it throughout the thread, reach till the end. And again now keep the chamki in vertical position like we did for yesterday's flower. Same like that you have to put the needle inside. This will make the flower look a little bigger and with extra fitting work and nice and beautiful work. Same like this, let me complete the whole flower. We are going to do the next stitch. I have completed the 2 flowers. Can you see this is a small normal flower. This can be used as a butta all over. Even this can also be used as a butta all over. This is a little bigger size flower, and I'll give you some more suggestions to do different type of work. Instead of this kora, you can even use a line of lavangam stitch from here till this end. For every petal you can use a lavangam stitch, or even you can do a small French knot inside the petal. In every way you can highlight this flower with the different kind of materials. Now let us do the next thing. I'm going to do a butta type design here. Just take a needle outside, and I'm taking a white pearl bead. Any kind of beads can be used. A round shaped bead can be used, not the kardana beads. And I'm going to make a stitch here. The thread is very thin and the bead size is little bigger size, so I'm going to make double stitch for this bead alone. Take the needle again from the other side and put it inside the cloth, and you have made double stitch which is little stronger than the previous one. And take the needle from here, from very close to the bead, and now I'm going to use the nakshi, that is the cutting nakshi for this type of work. You can just stretch the same way like we did for the sadi and kora. You can even stretch this also, just stretch a little, and we are going to put this nakshi around the bead. So just fold the bead like this and check if the size is okay. You can check the size like this and make a cut here. And again now put this nakshi inside the needle. Take it till the end, and now again put the needle at the same point from where you have taken the needle outside. And now keep a finger on the bead, and the Zardosi will just roll around the bead and make an outline for the sugar bead. The round bead. Make it tight so that there is no gap in between the edges, the ends. Now hold the thread from the downside and take the needle from outside the Zardosi in the opposite side. Now hold the thread again here with your hand. If you make it loose, you will get a gap here. So always hold the thread with your left hand and put the needle inside the Zardosi. We can make a stitch here. Same way you have to make stitches on these two sides also, so that the butta is complete. You can use this butta as a dot for all over the blouse or all over the kurti. Anywhere you can use this, and this will give a pretty grand look for the dress material. So that is for today's class, and we have learned how to do Zardosi flowers and Zardosi buttas with single thread and normal needle. And now let me tell you the homework for these type of stitches. Now here's the homework motif for today's stitches. For today's homework, we can make it like a small miniature neckline. For the neckline, you can do a 4 line of golden zari chain stitch, and for the center flower, a little bigger one, we're going to do the same type of flower but in a double layer sequence. So this is first layer, and make another second layer after this petals. First you make the first layer and then go to the second layer. This is for the center flower, and for these kombu designs we can make chain stitches with the normal zari, and even for these stem like things which is connecting the flowers, we can use only the chain stitches. And for this golden color flower, you can do this type of flower, the same flower with a base, and instead of this kora, you can even do lavangam stitch work, or if possible you can do this kora work or nakshi work itself. And then for these leaves, you can do lavangam stitches with green color thread, and then for this pink color flower, you can use this simple small flower. Okay, so let us try these stitches in a miniature neckline. If possible, you can do it even for a blouse or even for your kurtis. And keep practicing, and thank you all for watching. Bye.